Commander Quee, on the morning of 19 December, did you have an interview in your room with Lieutenant Mack?
Let's see, that's the day after the typhoon. Yes, I did.
What was the substance of that interview?
Well, as I say, I felt sorry for him. I hated to see him, particularly as I knew his ambition was to make the Navy his career. I recommended that he relinquish command to me, and I offered to be as lenient as possible in reporting what had happened.
You never offered not to report the incident.
Well, how could I? It was already recorded in the log.
Did you offer to erase the incident from the logs and make no report at all?
I did not. Erasures aren't permitted in pencil logs.
Lieutenant Merrick has testified under oath, Commander, that you made such an offer. Not only that, but you begged and pleaded and even wept to get him to agree to erase those few pencil lines. In return for which you promised to hush up the incident completely and make no report.
Well, that isn't true.
You're accusing Mr. Merrick of perjury.
No, I'm not accusing him. He's accused of enough as it stands. You're likely to hear a lot of strange things from Mr. Merrick about me, that's all.
Commander, isn't one of you obviously not telling the truth about that interview?
It appears so.
Can you prove it isn't you?
Well, only by citing a clean record of over 14 years as a naval officer against a... Well, against the word of a man on trial for a mutinous act.
Commander, did you ever receive $110 from Lieutenant Junior Grade Keith?
I don't recall offhand that I did.
He testified that you did?
I did? Mm-hmm. On what occasion?
On the occasion of a loss of a crate of yours in San Francisco Bay.
Oh, yes, I remember that now. That was over a year ago, December or thereabouts. Yes, he was responsible for the loss and insisted on paying, and so he did.
What was in that crate, Commander, that cost $110?
Oh, uniforms, clothes, navigating instruments, the usual.
And how was Keith responsible for the loss?
Well, he was boat officer and in charge of the loading. He issued foolish and contradictory orders. The men got rattled. The crate fell into the water and sank.
Commander, wasn't that crate entirely full of bottles of intoxicating liquors?
Certainly not.
Now, Keith testified that you charged him for a crate of liquor.
You'll hear plenty of strange distortions about me from Keith and Merrick.
Did you make this crate yourself?
No, my carpenter's mate did.
What was his name?
I don't recall. I transferred him to the beach at Funafuti at the request of the Commodore for a carpenter. This was back in May.
Was his carpenter's mate second class, Otis F. Langhorn?
Langhorn. Well, it sounds right.
Commander, there's a carpenter's mate, first class, Otis F. Langhorn, at present in damage control school at Treasure Island, right here in the Bay. Defense has arranged to subpoena him if necessary.
Wait, you sure it's the same one?
Service record shows 21 months aboard the CAINE. Your signature is in it. Would it be useful to have him subpoenaed, sir?
Well, it's a question of which crate Langhorn nailed up. I had two crates, as I recall now.
Oh?
See, I don't recall whether I had both crates on that occasion or two crates on two different occasions. Well, it's all very trivial. It happened a long while ago. About a year of combat steaming in between, and a typhoon and all this hospital business. I'm not too clear.
Commander, there are many points in this trial which turn on the issue of credibility between yourself and other officers. If you wish, I'll request a 5-minute recess while you clear your mind as well as you can on the matter of these crates.
It won't be necessary. Just let me think for a second. Please. Okay. I have it straight now. I made a misstatement. I lost a crate in San Diego Harbor back in 38 or 39, I think it was, under similar circumstances. That was the one containing the clothes. And the crate that Keith lost did contain liquor.
How did you obtain a crate full of whiskey, Commander, in wartime?
Bought up the rations of my officers at the wine mess in Pearl.
You transported this liquor from Pearl to the States in your ship. Do you know the regulations?
I'm aware of regulations. Crate was sealed prior to getting underway. I'd had 3 years of steady combat duty. I gave myself this leeway as captain of the CAINE. It's a common practice. And I believe that rank has its privileges, as they say. I had no intention of concealing it from the court. I'm not ashamed of it. It simply mixed up the two crates in my mind.
Keith testified, Commander, that you gave all the orders to the boat crew, which caused the loss of the crate.
That's a lie.
Also that you refused to sign his leave papers until he paid for that loss.
It's another lie.
Seems to be the issue of credibility again, sir. This time, your word against Keith's. Correct?
Well, you'll hear nothing but lies about me from Keith.
Commander Quee, did you drop a yellow dye marker off Jacob Island on the first morning of the invasion of Kwajalein?
Objection. This yellow marker business is the last straw. The tactics of defense counsel are an outrage on the dignity of these proceedings.
Sir, the judge
He's systematically turning this trial into a court-martial of Commander
Sir, the
Quee.
judge advocate has made it perfectly clear that he thinks he has a prima facie case in the report of the psychiatrist. But I say it is still up to this court, not to shore-bound doctors, however brilliant, to decide whether the captain of the CAINE was mentally well enough to retain his self-control and his post during a typhoon.
The objection is overruled. Witness will answer the question.
Commander Quigg, did you drop a yellow dye marker off Jacob Island on the first morning of the invasion of Kwajalein?
I don't know for sure that I did drop one. Maybe I dropped one to mark the line of departure plainly.
How far was the line of departure from the beach?
As I recall, 1,000 yards.
Commander, didn't you run a mile ahead of the attack boats? Drop your dye marker more than half a mile short, then retire at high speed, leaving the boats to grope their way to the line of departure as best they could.
No, I don't.
I'm willing to withdraw the question in view of the commander's dim memory and resort to more recent events.
The court will question the witness.